Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thanks for joining us on the Fox 61 News at 10 o'clock. I'm Angelo Bavaro.
And I'm Bridget Bureau. Glad you're here tonight.
Tonight, friends of a man who was killed in a crash Tuesday in Middletown are raising concerns about what they call a dangerous intersection.
And Fox 61's Valerie Moravi has more on how they're being remembered.
Where James Hawley was crossing the street right here at the intersection of Washington and High Street, where he was hit by a car 2 days ago. Now his friends are demanding safety measures.
Whose father? Our Father, who art in heaven.
Friends of James Hawley gathered to pray for and remember him at the spot where he last stood alive.
A very kind guy, I mean.
Deborah Niffen grew up with James, and she says she'll do anything to keep his memory alive.
But we're here because he was our friend. And it's a darn shame people don't slow down, especially at night, to kill him.
Hawley was struck by a car at the intersection of Washington and High Street Tuesday evening, according to police. Officials say Hawley was found lying in the road with serious injuries. He was taken to a local hospital for treatment, where he was later pronounced dead. He was 64.
This is a senior community, basically.
Yeah, he was only 64.
We walk everywhere. We don't have cars. Most of us don't drive anymore. It's got to be addressed.
Now, Terry Ann is demanding elected officials for safety precautions at this intersection. Terry says there shouldn't be more deaths caused by this traffic hazard.
There was multiple people that have been killed on this same exact spot, same exact road.
And their efforts to make it happen.
Bye, James.
Terry says,
I'm going to have it be James' law because he needs to be the last death.
Now, James' friends said they will continue to fight for their safety in their own community. We also reached out to the city of Middletown for comments, but we have yet to hear back. In Middletown, I'm Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
Okay, let's get you a check on the forecast. We are entering a very busy holiday weekend. We've got a St. Patrick's Day, the parade tomorrow. A lot coming up after that as well.
And we want it to stay dry, so Deshaun Robinson is standing by. You have some good news, Deshaun?
Well, it looks like we're going to stage on the first half of Sunday. Gusts up to 40 miles per hour at times.
Okay, looks like Deshaun's microphone is not on, so we're going to get to some news, get back to Deshaun once he turns that thing back on. We've got some developing news out of Middlesex County tonight. State police are investigating a plane crash near the Chester Airport.
Fox 61's Stephen Reels was out at the scene really all day long, speaking with eyewitnesses about what they saw. He has the latest now.
4:15, emergency crews began responding to a plane crash that happened right on the town line of Chester and Deep River. It all happened in that wooded area. We spoke to a student at the flight school right here at the Chester Airport who said he noticed that the glider that was in the air was having trouble just above the tree line. Once he went inside the flight school, he heard the report that the glider had gone down. He and a couple of other people here at the airport went out to search for the glider and the people who were flying it. Eventually, the glider was found on Cedar Lane. The student said he saw emergency crews performing CPR on someone, but he didn't get a chance to see much else after that, as emergency crews asked him to leave the area. At the moment, we don't know how many people were in the glider or how they're doing.
It's just kind of weird, I don't know, to be that close to something like that. And I really hope he makes it through, and I hope he recovers fully.
This was not a big aircraft, and it did not have an engine either. It was just being propelled by the wind. Of course, this is still a developing story, so once we have more information, we will keep you updated on air and online. In Chester, Stephen Reels, Fox 61.
Okay, take two with the weather. Deshaun, can you hear us? Can we hear you?
Clearly.
Okay, there you go.
Mic'd up now. Yeah, guys, so we will stay dry for much of Saturday and the first half of Sunday. Heavy rain moves in Sunday night with some gusty winds. There could be some winds over 40 miles per hour, so keep that in mind. Then next week will be rather mild and dry. So heavy rain is looking likely for Sunday evening into Monday morning. There could be some gusts over 40 miles per hour. Tonight we are looking at mostly cloudy skies for the remainder of the night. tonight, temperatures will fall into the upper 30s. Those of you heading for the St. Patrick's Day Parade, well, we're looking at dry, dreary conditions, morning fog before 11 a.m., and then a mix of sun and clouds for the afternoon. Our high temperatures will top out in the mid-50s, so still another mild day, but not as mild as today. 57 for a high tomorrow, mostly cloudy, then peaks of sunshine for the afternoon. Still cloudy on Sunday before the rain moves in Sunday evening, and this will overlap into your St. Patrick's Day. Coming up, I'll let you know more about next week's weather. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Deshawn. Today, police officers gathered to honor longtime officer Gregory Swiatek, who died on Wednesday. They stood on both sides of the street for a procession from the hospital to the funeral home. Yale Public Safety says Officer Swiatek suffered a medical event. He served in many roles during his 17-plus years in the department. Those roles include community engagement officer, field training officer, and bicycle officer.
We've been getting a lot of heartfelt responses from the community, emails, phone calls. People really cared about this man because they knew he cared about the community.
Officer Swiatek is survived by his 10-year-old daughter.
Some wild video tonight of an arrest gone wrong in Norwich.
You see some of it unfold behind us here. It happened at a gas station on Route 97 in Norwich. State police say just after 3 yesterday afternoon, a state trooper noticed a black Subaru Legacy without a front license plate swerving in and out of a lane. You see it there. State police say they were looking for the same car last week after they tried to stop it in a police pursuit in Old Saybrook. They say the driver, Electra Chiulu, had a warrant out for her arrest for that incident. Fast forward to yesterday in Norwich. State police say they tried to prevent her from driving away, but boxed her car in, trying to prevent her from taking off. But as you see here, she rams the cruisers and the gas pumps before driving away. Thankfully, no one was injured. They say she crashed on Route 169, ditched the car, and took off again. State police say their canine team found her hiding underneath someone's deck. She faces a long list of charges tonight.
One person is dead and another person injured after a single vehicle crash this morning in Naugatuck. This happened around 8:30 a.m. on Guntown Road. When police got to that scene, they found a Kia Sedona minivan that had been heading northbound before it collided with a stone wall. Police say the man driving that car had minor injuries. The passenger was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The cause of that crash is still under investigation. Berlin police say a motorcycle rider is in critical condition tonight after he crashed with a car. This happened around 6 last night at the intersection of Farmington Avenue and Lower Lane. Police say the car was turning left into a Stop and Shop when it hit the motorcycle. Christopher Paul of Middletown was taken to the hospital in New Britain before he was taken by Lifestar to Hartford Hospital. The driver of that car was not hurt. Now, police say they are actually looking to talk to the driver of this car right here, a white Toyota RAV4. Police say this car was not involved in that crash, but they believe the driver saw something. So if you are driving this RAV4 around the time of that crash, give police a call right away.
Family and friends of 2 victims killed in a 3-car crash over the summer are getting some justice tonight. This after police arrested 2 people in that case. New Haven police say the night of July 27th, Rafael Serrano and Jared Stephen were involved in a multi-vehicle car crash. This happened on Middletown and Barnes Avenues. Police believe the crash was likely caused when one car tried to pass the other before hitting another car in the opposite direction. Police Chief Carl Jacobson claims the 2 vehicles involved may have been street racing earlier that night. The crash killed Dasha Knight and Madison Hilker. Hilker's friend, Juliana Weber Ortiz, was severely injured in the crash, but she did survive, and we heard from her earlier today. Listen.
People learning from what had happened to us and stop all of that racing and trying to speed on a regular road. It's not worth it. You only have one life. And sadly my best friend got hers taken.
Stephen is charged with assault and 2 counts of manslaughter. Serrano facing several charges, including interfering with police.
On Tuesday, a Meriden man pled guilty in New Haven Superior Court to a murder that happened back in 2023. 20-year-old Jose Ortega Torres entered a guilty plea for the murder of 44-year-old Justin Sloan Sr., who was from Meriden. That murder happened back on July 8, 2023 on Hanover Drive in Meriden. Ortega Torres will be sentenced to 25 years in prison during a sentencing set for May 8th.
A former Norwich prisoner appeared in court today for 2 separate assault incidents. Ronnie Hinton had 2 active arrest warrants against him. Police say he broke into a home last October and assaulted someone last month. Officials say he was on parole at the time of these incidents, and it's reported that he cut off his GPS monitor bracelet. Hinton is currently being held on $1 million bond. He was released from prison 2 years ago after serving more than 30 years for murder. State Representative Andre Baumgartner was arraigned in a New London Superior Court this morning on DUI and reckless driving charges. Groton Town Police arrested him earlier this month on the Gold Star Highway. Police say he failed 3 separate field sobriety tests. They say a breathalyzer showed that his blood alcohol level was more than twice the legal limit. The judge granted him the DUI diversion program, and that allows him the chance to have his case dismissed if he takes the number of classes. Fox 61 caught up with him after his arraignment. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Any individual to think twice before making the poor decision that I made. Again, I am so grateful that no one got hurt because that is a consequence to so many who have made that same poor choice.
The Speaker of the House says Representative Baumgartner has been suspended of all committee and leadership assignments until further notice. Baumgartner says he bears the responsibility and is ready to move forward.
The Greater Hartford St. Patrick's Day Parade kicks off tomorrow, and one local Irish pub is all ready for that celebration.
Yeah, as we get those green outfits ready, Aisha Hercules is in downtown Hartford and tells us more about the preparations underway.
History and tradition will meet here at Vaughn's Public House as they expect huge crowds to gather during the 53rd annual Greater Hartford St. Patrick's Day Parade. Vaughn's Public House has been in business for more than 20 years, but during the St. Patrick's Day Parade is when the pub is at its busiest. Usually parade goers start lining up outside the pub as early as 7 a.m. and see steady large crowds throughout the day. Erin Sweeney, the manager at Vaughn's Public House, begins prepping their most popular foods weeks in advance.
You know, our Guinness kegs start coming in at the beginning of this week. We make Reuben egg rolls that we've been rolling, and lots of corned beef and shepherd's pie and a lot of the Guinness lamb stew. It's huge for us, you know. It's a great time to see familiar faces and meet some new people, and it's just been a huge day for us every year. It just kind of gets better and better.
Amid all the parade excitement, Sweeney encourages people to drink responsibly throughout the weekend and take advantage of public transportation to keep yourself and the people around you safe. Vaughn's Public House will be opening Saturday at 8 a.m. and encourage everyone to come out and enjoy the festivities. In Hartford, I'm Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.